that you made it here today. You're all so beautiful outside, from the outside, but also from the inside. And yeah, I just want to clap for everyone who prepared this event. Thank you for the decoration team. Thank you also for the cyber team, for everything set up, everyone who did registration, the gifts, and so on. It's amazing. So thank you so much. And thank you also for everyone who has spoken so far, beautiful ladies that basically shared their hearts, with all of us. And it's not easy to, stand and actually get open about your life, what is really, really going on. And I have like a beautiful apartment that is on the 11th floor, and I see a lot of buildings. Like I see Warsaw, and every day when I look there, I'm like, oh wow, there's so many stories in these houses. Behind every window there is a story. Some woman is going through something in their life, and so that's why we are here, to share our lives with each other, to relate, to encourage each other, and to really inspire. And my name is Dana. Some people call me Danka. Dana Takacova, and I am 27 years old. I have been married for almost 7 years now, and I have two handsome boys, 5 and 3 years old. And I'm originally from Slovakia, which is just on the south border, with Poland. And when I was a little girl, my dream was to become an actress. And why is because basically I wanted to be in touch with like people's emotions and what they are going through in life. And then I also kind of wanted to be a doctor, to heal people, to give the real help, not just to relate. And in the end, I studied pharmacy. I am qualified pharmacy assistant, and me and my husband, we have been missionaries for the past 6 years. So we lived in London, UK. We also lived in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and in Berlin, Germany. And we basically helped to build churches, build Christian communities. And right now, currently, we live in Warsaw since past 6 months. And we have the privilege with my husband to lead the Warsaw International Christian Church, which I also want to invite you for other events that we organize, from our community. And it has been amazing so far to live in Warsaw. I really, really love it. I love pierogi. I love people here are so friendly, and I also love learning Polish. If I get the opportunity, I will speak with you Polish afterwards. And And so, what I'm doing now as a leader of the Christian community, I think it's a perfect combination of what I dreamt about, like relating with people's feelings and also helping them to heal, but in a spiritual way. And the title of my lesson for you women today, it's Beauty from Within, right? So this is our theme for today. And I want to ask you a question. Can you remember your favorite dress as a little girl? Something that you really liked, the skirt or whatever it was, and how you maybe turned around in the dress and you just like the skirt was just like flying, in the air. And why do you think that we do that as women, like as little children, little girls, we have this desire. We dance in our dresses, we just love to dress up. And I believe it's because we want to be noticed, right? And we want to be acknowledged that we are beautiful and that we are valuable. And, I think in these moments when we did that, we were just asking like, am I beautiful? Like, do you see me? Am I valuable to you? And in movies, you can always, the question that the woman asks a man is like, do you love me? And then of course, like, the man is like, yes, yes, he loves her. And then she asks, like, why do you love me, right? Why do you love me? Tell me the reason. Tell me why you chose me in particular. And we're waiting for this answer, like, that we want to hear our qualities, right? Not just that we are beautiful, but that we are smart, that we are funny, we are kind, we're also thoughtful, hardworking, caring, impressive. I don't know. The list can go on. And why do you think we want to hear it? Like, why it doesn't stay only on the outside with the beautiful? Because is the outward beauty, like, wrong or something? Like, why do we have that? But I see it as more of an invitation. And imagine that you have a beautiful gift, like, very nicely wrapped, but you are, like, looking what is inside that gift, right? Like, you want to open the package, like, rip the paper. And why do we actually crave beauty so much as women? And where does beauty come from? I want to share a passage from the Bible with you in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, in verse 11, and this is an amplified version of the Bible. It says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He also has planted eternity in men's hearts and minds, a divinely implanted sense of a purpose, working through the ages, which nothing under the sun but God alone can satisfy. Yet, so that man cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end." So basically, what this passage is talking about is that God created beauty. God created everything that is beautiful, you know? And but it doesn't stay only there. The same way as we ask, like, why do you love me? It's also, we want to invite someone into deeper into our hearts. And the same way it is with God. God created everything beautiful, and he just planted in our hearts the sense of eternity, that there is something more, there is something greater than just what we can see with our eyes. And think with me right now, what do you think, if you have or achieve, you will be truly happy, or, like, you will be truly satisfied, and you will be very valuable, because of that. I appreciate all the women that shared previously about how they were searching for things in life to really feel valuable, to really feel, happy and fulfilled. Have you been there when you went, like, shopping, and you come back home and you are like, yeah, like, I don't like it anymore. Like, why did I buy it? I don't need it. Yeah, I have a quote for you. Exterior beauty without a depth of a kind soul is just a decoration. And so, ladies, today we all are beautiful from the outside. But what is inside of you today? I guess that you don't normally get asked this question. Like, how often do you think about, like, how is my heart doing today? Like, what is inside of me, of my heart? And probably you can recognize if something is happening with your heart, like when you have a broken heart, right? We are like, oh, okay, something is happening there on the inside, but we don't normally think about it. And we have another beautiful passage from the Bible in 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. It says, "But Lord said to Samuel, do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." And so our other translation of the Bible say also that man looks at outward appearance, but God looks inside of our heart. And is that not what we are seeking for? We want people to not only see the inside, but also know us from the outside, but also know us from the inside. And basically, God looks at your heart and He sees you. He sees all the efforts that you are doing. He sees all your tears. He sees all the sad moments by yourself or the happy moments as well. What is inside your heart? Um, I have another quote for you. Um, to be loved but not known is comforting, but superficial. To be known and not loved is our greatest fear. So, the greatest fear of us as women, I believe, is if someone would know us truly, what is inside of us, and they, because of that, they would leave. you know I don't know if you ever think about it, like, oh, if people really really know like who I am on the inside, they would probably like leave, like don't not want to be friends with me. And can you think of some darkest moments in your life right now? um you know you might think like, I'm fine, like what are you talking about, like I live a pretty decent life. And there is nothing crazy, there is nothing unusual that is happening with my life. Have you ever done a heart check for yourself? But not with the doctor, but obviously in a different way. um, and what I mean by a heart check is if you checked your inner attitudes, your inner opinions, of your mind, the things that you believe and the actions that you do, are they right or wrong, And not only according to you, but only according to some other, standards. And I want to share, from my life, which I said, like, I grew up in Slovakia for most of my life, and I would say we have a similar culture with Poland and with Ukraine, like Eastern Europe in general. And from a little girl's dreams to do something great, to heal people, to understand people, um, yeah, basically I was brought down by parents or like society, people around me. They were like, yeah, just be normal, like just stay sober, don't overthink it too much, just live as everybody else, and you will be fine. And basically my greatest goal in my life was to be happy and to be successful, like who of us don't want that in life. And I wanted my life for sure to be put together, right? Like we want that as women, to be put together, to be beautiful, to do well in school or work, have family one day. And obviously there is this list, this whole list that we have to achieve, right? So the first is do well in primary school, do well in secondary school, do well in high school, have good grades, and you can be accepted to a great university, right? Then you have a degree, and then you get a good paying job and you are financially stable. Then you can buy your own flat or build your own house, and you have a car, and you find a partner, and you get married, and you have children, and the mission is fulfilled, right? Or am I like mistaken? Like, okay. And yeah, just be normal and ordinary and achieve all this, and you will be worthy of respect and acknowledgement from others and considered valuable, right? And I was like questioning in my mind, like, yeah, but is that everything about life? Is this the meaning of life? Like, why am I here? To just accomplish this cycle? And what's the purpose, of going through all this? And yeah, there has to be something more to life than just this. And as the years are passing by, I consider myself as normal. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm not extra crazy, not extra, ordinary. And I'm all fine. I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. And basically, somewhere down the line, I start comparing myself with other people. And I start thinking, yeah, I think I'm a little bit better than the average. Like I graduated high school, I got my boyfriend, I got accepted to, a prestigious university. Finally someone is interested to marry me. We got engaged. Everything was just starting. The future was bright, and my worth my value started to build up, you know. And as I'm working hard, I am halfway through the list. I'm just going to share some of the things that were running through the inside of me. So, first thing would be okay, university times. One evening we gather, in a dorm with the girls in a room, and they would be talking about their like sexual experiences and like how they lost their virginity. And I'm like, uh, I, I didn't know, I didn't want to know this information. Like, why am I here? You know? Then we would go out like on a Friday evening, and we come, to a bar. I'm like, it's my first time. And I ask for a hot chocolate. Obviously, they don't have it. And with the peer pressure, I basically get drunk, and not completely drunk, but let's say tipsy. And yeah, I start speaking to the men in the club and all that. And the next day I have like a huge headache, and I think like, I didn't really want to do that. Like, why did I end up like, doing that? But I guess it's still better than the other people that do this like every Friday, right? Like, oh, maybe good experience like once. And then, yeah, also after we got engaged with my boyfriend, I simply started giving more and more of my body, even though I wanted to stay pure before a wedding. And I was thinking, yeah, we are going to get married soon, anyways. Like, it's fine. And then we ended up sleeping together before marriage, obviously. And I thought, oh, I didn't think it would go so far, but what can I do now, right? And it's kind of normal, anyways. It's kind of normal because people actually like move in together. At least we did not move in together. Like, yeah, I'm like, better than others still. It's okay. And then to save up some extra money, like I manipulated people, I slept in their dormitories, like on their floor and stuff like that. Yeah, I would just like really easily play a victim, and take advantage of other people. And I started to look out for my own benefits, like what can I get from other people around me. And I would think like, yeah, everyone sometimes needs help, right? Like I help them with so many things already, so like we are like 50-50 that now. And before my wedding, I chose my wedding dress by myself. I didn't do that with my mom, unfortunately, and I really hurt her feelings. But it was, I just thought, yeah, that day she just wasn't interested to go with me, to the salon. She was tired, so I guess the wedding is approaching and I just have to sort it out by myself. And I would shout at my parents that I will kill myself, um, because of the pressure that I was experiencing in school and everything that was going on. And yeah, I would think like, yeah, they should have their life together. Like they're my parents, they should be responsible. And I knew that they had financial difficulties, but I would emotionally threaten them to get what I want. And I would make them even the reason why I'm not doing well at school. And basically, this pressure of becoming someone and achieving something, these expectations of having a life put together, led me to start rotting on the inside. And I was shocked about the person I have become. And it was still kind of normal, right? And instead of studying the university, to help others, to help this world, to contribute, I started desperately searching more and more for my worth, for my value in things. And at first, I didn't feel it, but gradually it went, to this stage. And Michelle Obama, she said, success isn't about how your life looks to others, it's about how it feels to you. And I still felt so empty. I felt anxious, full of doubt. What if this is not going to work out? There goes my value. There goes my worth. I'm no one. I'm zero. Like, if I don't graduate this university, if my relationship doesn't work, yeah, I just better, end my life. I don't want to end up like a cleaning lady. I don't want to end up like a woman in the kitchen, and how will people respect me? And I was actually exhausted from this lifestyle until, one moment when I really had like an emotional and mental breakdown. I started screaming because I was like just in the kitchen in our house. And I started screaming, just help me, help me, help me. And after I calmed down, um, basically I prayed a prayer. God, I know you're there. God, you are my only hope. Please help me. And I know that you can hear me. I know that you are able to help me. So before, I wasn't extra like a believer, or I wasn't extra mm, like active in my faith, but I knew God was there, and this prayer changed everything. And Psalm 34, 4 to 5 says, I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. And so basically, radiant means to be shining, and this really, God answered my prayer because he calmed me down. From that moment, I started searching for him. And when you look into someone's eyes, you can actually see if there is life or if there is no life. And another quote, if our eyes saw souls instead of bodies, how very different our idea of beauty would be. And what was my problem actually? I lived a normal life. I achieved basically normal things. I wasn't super crazy. The problem was self righteousness and living in an illusion that I'm good, And in this, I believe, as women, especially in the Eastern Europe, we become stoic. You know what is stoic? It's like not showing any emotions, like poker face, like we are cool, we are collected, we have everything together, but on the inside, we are suffering. And we learned not to ask for help. We learned to always be strong and independent, to handle everything on our own, to always look put together. But honestly, this is not possible to live life like this. And you know why this truly is? Because we have disappointment on the inside. We hold bitterness, we hold unforgiveness, we hold sadness and anger, things that don't make our heart beautiful, that don't, like make us beautiful from the inside. And it's called a sin, you know. Sin is when we missed the mark, when we diverted from the way of life that God created so beautifully for us. And how many people did you see dying happy? Just think about it. As we age, we become more grumpy and grumpy. And basically, Jesus shared this with people in the Bible. In Matthew 23, verses 25 to 28, it says, woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees! You hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self indulgence. Blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and dish, and then the outside also will be clean. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones and of the dead, and everything unclean. In the same way, on the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness. So Jesus was talking to these people, Pharisees. They considered themselves righteous. They considered their life as okay, as fine, as good, as normal, but it was only from the outside. So, how is your heart today? What is on the inside? My personal conviction is that it takes one day to change your appearance. One day. You can do your hair, you can dye it, you can do like makeup, eyelashes, nails, whatever. One day you look different from the outside, but it takes weeks and months and years to build character, to build values on the inside. What kind of investment do you want to make to your beauty? We invest, right? Like we invest our time and our money for hair, for skin, for fitness, even we dedicate time for it. And I want to invite you to get help from an expert about the inner beauty, which is Jesus. In Isaiah 1, verse 18, it says, "Come now, let us settle the matter, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red as crimson, they shall be like wool." And so Jesus wants to make you clean again from the inside. He wants to make you pure again and give you a fresh start, make you beautiful and innocent again. In Psalm 73, verse 26 says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." So if you feel today you have failed, I felt like that I have failed. You might know other people that think about you that you failed. Or still you might think, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm normal, I'm just fine. With all this, your self-righteousness, your flesh and your heart, they will not bring you the stability that you are looking for. Because it will be always dependent on your circumstances and on how well you do. Only Jesus can give us true strength for life and beauty from the inside that doesn't fade away. And basically, I'm just so grateful that you came today. Jesus completely changed my life. It was very, very scary for me to look inside my heart. It was very scary because, it didn't look beautiful. It looked ugly. But it brings healing and it brings true life to us. And how we can do that, I want to invite you to take responsibility on for what is going on in your heart. Maybe you have been abused, maybe you received a lot of criticism, and maybe you were never good enough, and I'm sorry about that. But God, the creator of beauty, is able to judge what is inside of us and show us what is beautiful, what is not beautiful, what is right and what is wrong. And his word is relevant because over the history, the human heart never changed. We're always the same in our hearts. We always do the same things. And actually, the Bible is like a mirror. It's like to open our spiritual eyes and look what is on the inside. And Jesus, he showed me my worth by dying on a cross. And, you know, because of sin, uh, my motives got corrupted and my heart was ugly. But now I can be beautiful again. I can breathe, I can feel alive, and I can give to other people instead of just taking, you know. So my life wasn't fine without Jesus. And now my soul and my heart can be well. And I want to inspire you today. Let's have conversations. Let's have conversations when we have food, whatever like touched you, you know, or maybe some other time, meet for a coffee, and let's just be real with one another and become truly beautiful from the inside. Thank you for letting me share.